All right, let's talk about something big that just hit the scene. It's a product launch that's trying to define a whole new category of AI. It's called Neura, and they're not calling it an app or a tool, they're calling it a cognitive operating system. So, what does that even mean? Let's dive in and figure it out. Everything about this starts with this one question. I mean, we're all used to the dance, right? You prompt an AI, you get an answer. But what if that was just scratching the surface? What if the real goal wasn't just getting a better answer, but building an AI that actually mirrors your unique way of thinking? And this really lays out the difference. On the left, you've got the old way, the loop we're all stuck in. Ask, answer, forget, repeat. The AI has the memory of a goldfish. But look at the Neuroway. It's a completely different cycle. It starts with your thought process, the system responds, it learns, it evolves, and then, this is the key, it actually executes tasks for you. So how in the world are they supposed to be pulling this off? Well, the whole thing is built on what they call the PMLA breakthrough. And you've got to understand, they're not pitching this as just a small improvement. They're saying this is a total teardown and rebuild of how an AI's mind is structured. Okay, PMLA, let's break that down. It stands for Prompt as Memory Loop Architecture. Instead of an AI's memory just being a list of facts, imagine if every single piece of memory was its own little self-contained app, its own skill. They call it a strategic execution capsule. It's a memory that doesn't just hold info, it knows how to do something all on its own. And this is a huge part of their message. They are hammering this point home. This isn't some pie-in-the-sky white paper. They're making the pretty bold claim that this system is live, it's been tested, and it's working right now. They're trying to prove it's real. So here's the play-by-play for how one of these memory nodes actually works. First, you store a behavior. Let's say it's your specific strategy for analyzing a contract. Then, step 2, you feed it a new contract, and the system activates that context. Step 3, that trigger pulls in all the right tools and agents it needs. And then step 4, it can actually chain executions together, linking different skills to tackle a really complex job. Okay, so that's the techie stuff. Let's get out of the abstract and talk about what this actually feels like to use. How does this architecture become a real, tangible OS that you can actually get your hands on? And here it is. This is the core promise. The AI isn't just remembering facts about you, it's executing tasks using the strategic playbooks you've taught it. It basically starts to anticipate your workflow because you've encoded your own strategic DNA right into it. The whole system is designed to be modular, kind of like Legos. These building blocks are called memory nodes, and Neuro is launching with the first 10 of them right out of the gate. These are supposedly the tools you'll use to build your own custom-made cognitive OS. Now, to see just how different this is, check out Module 05, the Mirror Agent. Its job isn't to Google stuff for you. Its job is to analyze your own writing, your journals, your ideas, your meeting notes, and help you find blind spots and debug your own thinking. The AI isn't just working for you, it's working on you. And here they are, the first 10 modules available at launch. Okay, yeah, that's a lot to take in. But if you look closely, you can kind of see a pattern. You've got these high-level strategy tools, like M01 for mapping out your life's mission, or M09 for managing your whole work-life dashboard. Then you have these super specialized agents for things like real estate or flipping collectibles. And then, and this is so important, you have system tools like M07, the multi-memory chain, whose only job is to link all the other agents together to run these incredibly complex workflows. Okay, so that's the foundation, that's what's available today, but this is where the presentation pivots, and they start talking about the future, and honestly, this is where it gets insane. Because those first 10 modules, they're just the beginning. The roadmap they lay out from here gets pretty wild. First, they talk about unlocking something called cognitive terrain mapping, letting you literally visualize your ideas and projects like a general looking at a strategic map. From there, they want to build what they call the NeuroSync OS. The idea is to use biofeedback from wearables to turn your own nervous system into a command interface. Then it gets even more specific, launching a generative law engine, an AI that could proactively draft,
analyze and stress test legal documents for you in the background.
And for the finale, deploying an AI StratOps combat simulator. Basically, a wargaming engine for your business, letting you test your strategies against simulated market forces and AI competitors. I mean, altogether, this is a vision that goes way beyond a personal assistant.
So what's the bottom line here? What's the big takeaway? Well, they're not shy about it. They're not selling this as just another productivity tool. They're framing it as a source of a genuine, almost unfair advantage. They call it cognitive amplification.
And to make that point, they throw out this metric. A research and analysis task that used to take 6 hours, now it takes 8 minutes. And why? It's because the system isn't starting from zero every time. It's using those pre-built strategic models you already baked into its memory. And this quote just nails the point they're trying to make. The goal isn't just to make you do things a little faster. The goal is to fundamentally amplify your ability to think strategically, to augment your own intuition with an AI that has learned to think like you do. The final metaphor they use is a really powerful one. They say we're moving past just prompting. Instead, we're starting to build digital DNA. We're creating a living, breathing, evolving extension of our own mind. And they end the whole thing by turning the question back on us. Their point is, as these tools become real, the limiting factor isn't going to be the technology anymore. The only limit will be the size of our own ambition. So the question we're left with is, are you thinking big enough?